was a great song.
On our system where we haven't got any internet today.
Exactly.
Do you think we've paid the bill? Do you think that's what the problem might be?
I hope so.
Me
too, but we'll find out.
We'll find out. We're going to have to stand outside, otherwise with a dongle. Yeah. That'll do the job. Right. Now, we're going to try something today, because this, as I say, we're having issues with our phone.
We are, as
issues
usual.
Issues with our internet. In fairness, Charlotte has issues with me. But, hopefully, on the line, we've got Patrick. Hello, Patrick.
Hello, Jamie. How are you?
It works! I'm very good, my friends. How are you?
Technology is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is if you know how to use it. That's why I have Charlotte here.
So you picked the right career to be in. If technology really isn't your thing, is it?
Yeah, I know. I mean, luckily, in fairness, between you and me, a lot of this is automated. But anyway, Patrick, yes. I'm just going to go straight in with this, because if I try and think about it too much, I won't get it right. Now, I understand that you are the creator of OneSource Personal Development Network. Is that right?
That is 100% correct.
Would you please explain to me what on earth that is?
Well, yeah, I suppose the simplistic answer would be it's a small global network of independent personal development consultants that have all been trained in a proven system, a systematic system of personal development all around goal setting and creating lasting change in people's lives. And it's a system that I created this system myself, roughly just the guts of about 10 years ago.
So what led you to, what put you on this path?
Okay, well, look, it's a long story. I hope you got some time.
I'm going to sit down, don't worry.
Yeah, get yourself a cup of coffee, maybe. But no, roughly about, like you say, when I created the system, 10, 11 years ago, whatever it was, at the time I was having some pretty serious challenges in my life. It was mostly around my health. I was working, I've always worked on a self-employed basis, and at the time I was working as a self-employed business consultant. And it was an insane workload that I was doing. 60 hours a week would have been a light workload. I mean, I'm talking 70 hours plus. I was traveling all the time. It was just, really a stressful, insane lifestyle I was living. And because of the lifestyle I was living, well, I made a lot of poor choices, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we've all been there, my friend.
Yeah. It's like I was eating all the wrong foods. I was probably drinking maybe a little bit more than I should have, because I was always on the road and staying in hotels and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so that's the lifestyle I know. Yeah. When you're out at the hotel and you're on your own, aren't you? If you're moving from town to town and all of that, and you just, if you've got an expense account, you run it up.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. So it was causing me a lot of problems, and then, as you might have guessed, eventually I hit the wall. When I mean I hit the wall hard. I had a heart attack, and and I had never really been sick before then. I knew, I wasn't in great health because of what I was doing, but I had a heart attack, and it ended up I had to have surgery, and I was supposed to be done with the surgery. They were saying I should be fine in maybe about 4 to 6 hours. I'd be coming through and all this, and I was like, okay, fair enough. Literally 3.5, almost 4 days later, I wake up. I was in a coma.
Oh dear.
And I went to have some serious complications. And touch wood, everything came out fine. Long story short, everything came out fine.
But it set you on this path.
Yeah, pretty much. Because because of the lifestyle I was living, I decided that, look, it's time to start making some changes. At the time, I was probably like 40 pounds overweight. I was just stressed out all the time. It was pretty much miserable to be around. I was just never in good form because I was stressed out, and it was affecting my relationships and everything else. So I said, okay, look, it's time I do something. So I went and I started getting really involved I really immersed myself in personal development. I had always been involved in personal development to a degree, but always from like more of a business side of things. I never really used it the way I should have, as far as improving, working on myself or anything like that. But I decided I was going to get serious about it. I was going to make some changes, and I got basically anything I can get my hands on. I would either read, listen to. If I can get my foot in the door to a seminar, I'd go listen to all the live seminars. I got involved in a really big way, and as you might imagine, I took a lot of action, and things started to work. I started to make some changes in my life, but they weren't lasting changes. They were more like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, side to side, up and down, all over the place. It really wasn't what I was looking for. And then one day, I don't even 100% sure know why, but the penny just dropped. I just thought, what I need really is a system, a systematic approach to personal development. And the reason I was thinking a system is because that's primarily what I did. As a business consultant, I had always went into different businesses and helped them develop workflow systems and things like that. So I thought, a system is probably the right thing that I need. So I basically started looking at everything that I had read and studied up until that point, and started trying to break them down to see what I was going to include in my system. And it was just very obvious to me that there were a lot of core principles that were the same in all of the personal development systems. Well, when I say all the good ones, anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of there is a bit in your field, in fairness, and a lot of it is nonsense, absolute nonsense, and it's shocking to see how many people actually, in effect, you're taking bad choices, I would say.
Absolutely, yeah, no, I would tend to agree with you 100%, Jamie.
Yeah. Where, can I ask where all this? Obviously you don't sound like you're from Reading, in fairness. So
you got that one, did you?
Yeah, I'm not silly, my friend. Where was all this in the States, I presume?
No, I tell you what, I am originally from the States. I'm originally from the south side of Chicago. But I've been living in Ireland for 21 years at this stage. So it all happened in Ireland primarily. But like I said, I'm originally from the States. And,
Chicago, that is Obama's town, isn't it?
That is Obama's town. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on over there at the moment.
It's shocking, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't. I've just put the news on the on the screens here. Strangely, when we have the news on here, I don't ever listen to it. But right, shall we play some music?
Absolutely.
Now, you give me a list of songs. I have to say, I'm quite proud of you for these, because normally when we get people...
I'm probably showing my age a little bit.
Well, it doesn't matter, we like them. It's we normally have to push people in a certain direction sometimes, but today we're not doing that. Although I will tell you, your Bob Seger song I can't get. So I've chosen you a different one. So, would you like your Meatloaf song or your Bob Seger song?
Well, Bob Seger's my favorite, so let's go with that.
We got Tonight.
Yeah, that'll do.
There you go. We'll be right back with Patrick after this. There you go. That's Bob Seger. We've got Tonight.
I realised the song from Bob Seger I like is Old Time Rock and Roll.
You should have said.
I'm sorry. It's a great song. We'll have to play it later on in our show. Old Time Rock and Roll? Yeah.
Is that on here?
I don't know. It could be.
No, we'll just have to magic it up from somewhere.
We will.
Right, Patrick.
Yes, Jamie.
Meet Charlotte, Patrick.
Hiya!
Charlotte. Charlotte, how are you?
It's a bit like speed dating, really.
Yeah, tell me all about yourself, Charlotte.
Oh, dear.
There's not much to know.
We shouldn't go there, Patrick.
Right, so you got another question for you. So what steps do people take to be able to change their life? Was he able to hear?
Can you hear that, Patrick?
I can barely. She sounds truthfully a little bit far away.
I'll shut her in a cupboard. To be honest, it's because of the way we're doing it. It's a bit difficult. Basically, she asked you setting goals and attempting to change lifestyles, etc. how does someone go about that? How would Charlotte change her life?
Okay. Well, so primarily, what I would suggest whenever I work with a client, the number one thing is to determine what you're going to focus on. Basically, the key to this is always controlling and directing your focus on a daily, consistent basis to specific areas. Like for me, and for most individuals, there's 4 key areas. You should always try to focus on your relationships. Relationships are critical. We all need good, loving, healthy, meaningful relationships. You should always focus on your level of health and fitness, because we all want to make sure that we have the energy and the longevity to really live life to the fullest. We all want to grow as individuals, so I always suggest focus on your personal growth. And then finally, your finances. And the finances, a lot of people have funny feelings about finances. You know, a lot of people tend to focus on them too much or not enough. But I personally, I don't care what you think about your finances, whether you're making enough money or you want to make more money or whatever, you focus on it too much or not enough. If your finances are not under control, it's going to affect every single other area. It's going to affect your relationships. It's going to affect your health. And you're not going to be able to grow and do the things that you want to really do if your finances are not in order. That's why I always like to include finances in there as well. So I guess the first thing I would suggest to Charlotte is let's look at your relationships. And
You should see her face now.
yeah, without getting too personal or putting you on the spot, but primarily what I would try like, who are the people in your life that are really critical, like, you know, whether it be your partner, your kids, your family, your friends, your work colleagues, whatever the case may be, but come up with 3, 4, you know, good, solid individuals that you believe, you know, that you want to ensure that you really have a good, loving, lasting, meaningful relationships, that they're important to you. So that's the first thing. We would try to put together something to do with our relationships. Then we would move on to health and fitness.
She's quite healthy and fit, in fairness.
I've actually been doing more exercise this lockdown.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
Lots more exercise.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've done some today. I think yesterday was the first day I missed of this week.
That's impressive.
Impressive, right?
Yeah, I'm impressed.
It's 'cause
Actually,
my
Patrick,
muscles
bear
hurt.
with me a moment.
Yeah.
I just had a brainwave. Hold on. Right, let's go round there. Let's put that to you.
If I hold
Now
this
you
in.
two can talk.
Okay, we got it now.
Can you hear it?
Now, like,
Yes.
that's an easy fix. Beautiful. So you're in relatively good shape at the moment. Your health is good and strong at the moment, yeah?
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Okay. Well, I mean, I always suggest, well, first off, it's great, but now we have to make sure that you maintain it. Because it's one thing to achieve it, but as I'm sure you can understand, you also have to make sure that you're not only achieving, but you're maintaining.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to require some work. So what I always suggest to people is, first, let's take a look at your hydration. Are you making sure that you're staying hydrated, that you're drinking enough water, that you're limiting your amount of caffeine and things of that nature? Then we take a look at your sleep. Are you making sure that you're getting in a routine, that you're making sure that you go ahead and you get, you know, whatever requirement is for you, because everybody has different requirements when it comes to sleep. For the most part, I myself, I find that 7 hours a night is fine for me. But whatever is right for you, we're going to determine, and then we're going to make sure you get into a routine to ensure that, you know, you get that amount of sleep each and every day. Then we're going to focus on your diet. And again, it's different for everybody. It all depends on what their goals are. So we're going to set some goals as far as your diet. And again, every person is different. You know, they have different goals. For some people, they just want to drop a little bit of weight, maybe reduce their smoking or whatever the case may be. Somebody else wants to run a marathon. It doesn't really matter. We can set goals depending on whatever is right for you. But we would go ahead then and we would make sure that we set your goals for you around how much exercise you need to be getting and making sure that we come up with a consistent routine. With your diet. And then the final one is your exercise. We make sure that you get enough exercise, again, depending on what you want to do each and every day. So your hydration, your sleep, your diet and your exercises, where I would suggest you set your goals all around.
I think I'm pretty decent.
yeah.
I think all my diet, what was the other one?
Sleep.
Health and sleep are actually pretty good.
I'd fail on all of those.
Jamie would fail on all of them, apparently he was saying.
Yeah.
Although I did try and make a New Year's resolution to try and drink more water. It hasn't gone to plan so far.
No. You made a New Year's resolution to drink more, full stop.
No.
Right.
Yeah, I give you a real good tip for drinking water. You have to make sure that you get some prompts, some things that are going to remind you to go ahead and to drink enough water. So, like having the water bottle on the desk, or like as soon as you get up, make sure the first thing you do is, as soon as you get up, one of the first things, drink a big glass of water. Have a glass of water with every single meal. So you have a meal, you drink water. Have a meal, drink water. That type of thing. So prompts are a great thing for that.
I shall try that.
I think
the
it'd be
rest
quite.
of the day.
I think no, Charlotte. It's a life choice. It's not for the day.
I'm sorry. Well, no. Okay, you know what I mean. But I think we're going to have another song now, and I believe we've got all of your songs lined up, haven't we? So is there one you would like next?
He's
Any
forgotten
song
his
that
list.
you like next? I tell you what, Journey's a great one. Don't Stop Believing. Do you have that one?
We do. Here it is.
Bullseye.
Here we go.
We'll be back with Patrick shortly. Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
That is a really good song.
It is, isn't it? It's nice when we have guests on that actually choose sensible music.
I know. It is nice when we have nice music to play.
It is. It is indeed. Right.
Right, yeah, we've got some more questions for you, Patrick.
Okay.
So, which one are we going to go next? Oh, yeah, so of course this is like, system's really good for goal setting. Can it, help be used to eliminate bad habits or negative behaviours?
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of times your goal is to eliminate some type of negative behavior. Whether you set yourself a goal to stop smoking, lose weight, exercise more, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times it's all based around eliminating some type of negative behavior. So the system is primarily designed that it uses, and I won't get into it too deep, but what's called neuro-associative conditioning, NAC, and it was developed by Tony Robbins primarily. And it's incorporated, you don't have to know about it, but it's all incorporated in the system around linking pain and pleasure to certain behaviors. So in other words, pain to taking certain actions and pleasure to not taking those actions. But it's done again in a very simplistic format. You don't even realize that you're doing it because it's all done primarily with a reward system.
Okay, yeah. So how long does it actually take to learn the system?
Well, the basics, you can learn the basics in a couple hours. Like I have different afternoon workshops where I'll sit down with somebody and I'll train them from A to Z on exactly what to do. We'll go ahead and we'll design the system specifically around them. All the systems that we design are specifically for that individual. And we'll design the whole thing as far as their, what they want to do with their relationships, their health, growth, finances. And, but in an afternoon we can have it all done.
Oh, wow.
But what we can do and what all the different consultants do is they continue to work with those people for generally about 30 days, where once a week they'll check in, and it's kind of an accountability system, where an accountability buddy, so to speak. So it's one thing for you to set your goals. I mean, that's great, but I think most people would agree, how many times have you set goals, but then you never follow up on them?
All the
You don't
time.
hold yourself accountable. I'm guilty of it myself, trust me. But when you're working with a consultant, the nice thing about it is they're going to hold you accountable. So in other words, if you tell me this is your goals with your whatever, say relationships for an example, I check in with you next week. We're looking at your actions and we're trying to see how balanced you are and everything else. Well, if you're not taking the actions, I'm going to hold you accountable. Not in a negative way, obviously, but I'm going to call you out on it. You can't tell me you want to achieve certain results but not be taking the actions on a consistent basis. And a lot of times that's enough to motivate somebody just to get them to take the action to to begin with, which it's all about at the end of the day.
See, I think that this could be, this not only could be fun, it would be good.
What do you mean good?
Well, for me.
Oh, right, yeah, especially for you, Jamie.
Yeah. I'll work with you, Jamie. No problem.
Yeah, you've got quite a... I do say so.
Yeah, no, trust me, you couldn't be any worse than I was. When I first started doing this, like I say, I was 35, 40 pounds overweight. I was in the pubs a lot more than I should have been. Every area of my life was a complete mess.
So this is why Corona's come. This is why Corona's good for us, really, isn't it?
Well, personally, it's been good for a lot of the people I know.
Yeah.
Keep them out of the pubs.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Right. Let's have another song, shall we? Would you like Meatloaf or Paul Simon?
Paul Simon, definitely. You have. You can call me Al. Yeah.
Oh, of course we do. This is a great song. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this song. Chevy Chase is in there as well on the video. Great.
I love Chevy Chase. Yeah, it's a good video.
Yeah.
Paul Simon.
It is, yeah. We can't have it all though.
I know.
Well, in fairness, it's only got another 35 seconds. It's gone. Right. Patrick.
Yes.
You still with us? You haven't cut us off.
Not yet. No, I'm enjoying the music.
You and me both. So, tell me, what are your plans for yourself and for One Source Personal Development Network in this year?
Well, I tell you what. At this stage of my life, my entire purpose, as far as I'm concerned, at this stage, is just to really promote the One Source Personal Development System. I really do believe in the system, and I'm not just saying that. I really firmly believe in it. That I've seen the effects that it can have in my life and so many others. So I just want to keep building the network on a global basis. We currently have consultants in the States. We have a few now in the UK. Obviously, a couple here in Ireland. But I just want to keep growing the network. But in addition, I do have a book that I'm actually going to be releasing on Amazon next month.
Oh, wow.
The book is, well, I tell you, it's basically all about the system. It's called A Common Sense Approach to Personal Development. And actually, if yourself or any of your listeners, if you would like an advanced copy, I'd be happy to go ahead and I can email you one to a PDF copy. If you just contact me on the website, if you go to www.onesourceict.com, all spelled out, ONESOURCEICT.com, or if you want to even just email me directly, you can email me at patrick@onesourceict.com. I'll go ahead and I'll give you an advanced copy of the book. It's about 140 pages, but the nice thing about it is it does have all the steps in there. So I know it's a lot of information and, to take in and everything else. So if somebody emails me or goes onto the website and requests a copy, I'll make sure that they get one, and everything step by step will be out there, will be included, telling them exactly what to do. So you and Charlotte can make those changes as well.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling we're going to have to do this, Charlotte.
I think we are.
We didn't write it down, so could you just give us the details again, the email and website, so Charlotte can write it down?
Yeah. It's www.onesourceict, and I'm going to spell that out, ONESOURCEICT.com is the website. Or you can email me at Patrick, PATRICK, at OneSourceICT, again, ONESOURCEICT.com.
Excellent. I think we should get involved in this, Charlotte.
I think so too.
I think it's time we change our lifestyles.
Ooh,
maybe more me than you.
Yeah.
Okay, Patrick. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on today. It's always nice to have someone who's passionate about something, and it's I can see it's changed your life. So hopefully we can we could do a little like a little mini series. I think.
Yeah, sounds cool.
How we'll get on with it. Keep in touch with you, and you can be our new friend of the show.
I would love that. Anything personal development or self-help related, feel free to call. Always.
Excellent. Right.
Yeah.
I have got one last song.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's a Meatloaf song, and it's I do
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
no, it's not. No, couldn't find that one.
Okay.
But I do anything for love, and hopefully with your guidance and your coaching, I'll be happy. But anyway, Patrick, it's genuinely been an absolute pleasure. Stay on the line. I'll speak to you once we get this song on for you.
Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate that.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.